brings the beckoned to me on this day? You have seen Histus? I have not heard from him in so long. I was worried something had happened to him. What business has he sent you on? That fool! He is as oblivious and idealistic as the day I took him for my husband. Very well, I will see him after straightening out some affairs. If you require supplies, the concourse market provides everything you need.
How may I serve?
I almost did not see you.
Blessings of peace. I almost did not see you.
What's this? Do you bring news from below? Histus has the nerve to call himself a brother, living in the wilds, acting like a savage? Might as well be a marauder. They are the lowest, colossi without faith, mindless, violent, and forever despairing. My family has done much for this city, so we are given our own private station in these quarters. They serve well enough, but I cannot say they compare to the home we had before we came to these blasted lands. My brother? I would hardly consider Histus family anymore. He left that behind when he turned his back on civilization, like one of those marauders. What business has he sent you on, Beckoned? Is that so? Well, you can tell him that if he wants the family ring so badly, then he can come up here and claim it himself. Well, the ring is an heirloom, so to speak, but there is little wisdom in hanging on to such things, should their time be reached. It is in my chest over there. Here is the key. Yes, farewell.
I expected the beckoned would arrive sooner or later. Yes?
And so this Myru gifted them with Apothani heart, and the newly born Colossi found deliverance. And with the gods once more upon the mount, so did they surge towards the teeth of Naros, towards majesty.
Your prophet leads us to glory in your name. Blessed is the way of Kratos.
Hello there, Beckoned. Been travelling in the teeth of Naros? With this city still being incomplete, I have found myself more interested in research than the gods. We have been given the light of Athene, but we should share that with as many as we can. We have earned much for our closeness with the gods, but we have a duty to share that connection with all of Amalur. The Jotun have old ties to the Colossi, very old ones. We marshaled their strength for the glory of Athene before we came here. We felt ourselves their custodians, but they viewed us as masters, and their resentment only grew from there. I am a diplomat, so to speak. Though they lack our grace, some of the brutes of this place have in them a shred of reason. The marauders were once thinking, feeling colossi, and the Jotun were kin as well. I must try to appeal to their wisdom. The teeth of Naros is a very dangerous place. Even those that know the dangers well can still find themselves at its mercy, or lack thereof. Histus is a dear friend of mine, formerly a peer, but as we tried to build ties with the Jotun, well, things turned. This is Histus's research. So that must mean he is preparing to go live with the Jotun. I cannot say I completely agree with Histus's methods, but I can respect his intent with his research. Thank you, Beckind. Wish him the best for me. Farewell.
You must be the Beckind, the blessed visitor from an unknown land. But perhaps, if you have the strength to reach these lands alone, then you are strong enough to aid me. Hydaelyn is indeed the most beautiful city one will ever see, for the gods themselves inspired it. Imposing and indignant creatures, we Colossi have managed to drive the majority of them from this vicinity. But those that remain have started digging. For what? I don't truly know. Only that they seek some means of retribution. I would prefer to stay within the sturdy walls of Hydaelyn, but nothing can really substitute for practical experience, can it? This is the homeland of the trolls, so to speak. I aim to study them, so I must do so in the wild. I manage to do what I can in the way of study. There are few resources available for a student of history out here. But it is important nonetheless. Where would we be if not for historians? How would we have acclimated to this land so quickly? There were tomes and prayers written in your honor centuries ago. We were forced to leave them behind, but if only you had seen them. I have been studying the trolls in the area and have seen something of great concern. The trolls have unearthed a number of urns which possess a deadly magic. They are curious, for as long as we have been here, my people have not encountered the like of these urns, nor the ashes they contain. I lack the strength to face the magics of these urns, but Athene is in your thoughts. You could destroy them. The trolls believe these urns to be artifacts of the god Naros, but the ashes they contain have a vile, corrupting magic. I fear what may happen if the trolls are left in control of these urns, and the power they contain. Thank you for your help with this. The ashes contained in those urns are too dangerous. There are troll dens scattered around the Teeth. It is probably best to start your search there. However, you will be able to feel the dark magic when you are near to one of the urns. Safe travels, Beckind.
By the magnificent graces of Athene, a city was built upon gloried heights. So stood Idylla in bountiful tribute, a colossi bastion, the virtue of the Uranos. We build this for you, Athene. We build this for you, our blessed goddess.
tragedy befell these giants, as in trying to force the Hyperion upwards, Athene was angered and made her rage known. And so the life was driven from some, the faith from many.
Forgive our trespasses, and bless us with wisdom, Athene the all-knowing, in whose name we pray.
You destroyed all the urns? What a relief! Their dark magic will no longer be attainable by the trolls. You can withstand these magics. Perhaps you can make use of this artifact I've uncovered. A grim shield, but strong. Safe travels, Beckoned.
So you have completed the tasks, but I do not see Corina. Then her choice is made. Well, there is no more putting this off. I must take my leave. Well, the Jotun go with bare feet, so I will as well. Take my sandals, Beckoned. They may be of some use to you. You should not concern yourself with my affairs. I have studied the Jotun long enough. I know the risks, and I can avoid every single one of them. Now, take your due, and I will claim mine. There's not really enough space in this camp for two.
What can I do?
Watch your step.
everything you need. Welcome to the Idylla Market, Beckoned. Can I interest you in mind the city's edges?
Beckoned. I have potions to offer you, Beckoned. A great my potions cure all wounds. Can I do you see any armor in my stock? You approve of? With my armor, you have nothing to fear.
The fight. I am sure you shall find something in my stock to your liking. I will be here.
You bear the circlet of Arcades. Then the wreath is almost complete. The foundation is gold with runes of prayer, as I said. Now, it must be woven with blood and toil. The colossi furnish the foundation and nature furnishes the trappings. The laurels of the wreath are not crafted, but earned. We seek Teryx veins. Once they are ours, once the wreath is complete, the ritual of atonement can begin. I take it you have encountered a Teryx before. Likely the mongrel, carrion-eating scavengers that plague us. They are a common foe. We seek the veins of the Alpha Teryx. They are fierce and proud, all that is wild and savage in nature. To prove to the gods the righteousness of our faith, then we must conquer a mighty foe. They will serve. They are vicious beasts, wild and strong. The Alphas, our quarry, are particularly fierce. The gods sent you to bear witness to our atonement. To do that, we must complete the Wreath of Absolution. The wreath is made from the large feathers, the veins of the Teryx Alphas. They live in Eris to the south. Salvation awaits.
must be the beckoned.
You must be the beckoned.
The gods are good to us.
Yes, beckoned.
Anacatus walks among us, and the citizens are awed. This act seems small to you, Beckoned, but it is enough to give my people hope. I thank you, on their behalf, if nothing else. Yes, what do you need of me? Very well.
We are here. That is good. I feel hope stirring in my veins once more. It is the prospect of reconciliation that has granted me a second youth. Come. We must kill the alphas of each eyrie. With their veins in hand, we shall fulfill the gods' wishes. The Terex eyries lie in the wilds of the teeth of Naros, to the south of the city. We need not look far to find what we seek. But while there are many lesser Terex here, we seek only the plumage of their strongest and brightest. These are the true challenge. Very well, Beckoned. Feel Balin's embrace! Feel Balin's embrace! Thus we begin. And as we harvest these trophies, you shall learn the journey the Colossi have taken to get here. Once we were but savages, no better than the other giant kin. We were called Myru, and to that identity we were chained until one day, Athene spoke to us. She spoke of a destiny and greatness that was not ours, but could be. She showed us the path of ascension, and we followed it here, to the teeth of Naros. No, we are far from the homeland of our ancestors. Undoubtedly the gods wished us to renounce our savage history. It was necessary. Though the Jotun and Etin once regarded us as kin, they grew jealous of us, of the strength we gained from the gods' favor. Tensions rose to war. It was a sign from Athene to my people to seek a new homeland, where the bounty of her wisdom could be harvested eternally. We must act. Feel Balin's embrace! We wandered the teeth of Naros in search of the homeland we were promised. And when hope seemed lost, we found the Hyperion. It was a divine artifact. No mortal hand could have crafted it, a massive stone, alone in the wilderness, with the image of a floating city engraved upon its surface. At the city's heart was the Hyperion itself. We knew then Athene was tasking us to craft this wondrous city, to form a covenant. But we betrayed that ideal. To test our worthiness, the gods have strewn throughout Amalur riddles, puzzles, and challenges. Answering them demonstrates our greatness. The Hyperion is one such challenge. Perhaps the greatest of them. And though we discovered it years before, we still do not have the answer. Salvation awaits. Feel my wrath! Feel my wrath! Feel my wrath! city rose, but the Hyperion did not follow. The heart of the city remained unmoved. That we could not abide. My predecessor, Arcades, sought to force the Hyperion up, but the Hyperion rejected him, killing him and his followers, and sealed itself away. Our work here is concluded. As a show of thanks, take this helm. Once reserved for our strongest fighters, it is only fitting you receive it. It is a riddle carved of stone that the gods left for us. It shows a city of the clouds, with the Hyperion itself floating at its heart. It was a covenant the gods wished to form with us, to raise Idylla and the Hyperion with it. But the riddle is difficult, and we have no answer for it. The cipher you carry is a conduit to the gods, to their wisdom, their judgment, and their power. You carry it, and thus you are their intermediary. Since you will bear witness to the ritual of atonement, the gods will as well. I must make the gods see that my people can be redeemed for the faults of Arcades. With the wreath in hand, I can conduct a ritual of atonement. As you bear the cipher, the conduit to the gods, you will bear witness. Come, we must conduct this ceremony at the site of our original transgression. Let us go to the Hyperion. The Silent Choir is a group of our most... This is not a ritual in a traditional sense. Never have we fallen so far. Never have we needed such an act of conviction. We must go to the Hyperion, which lies beneath the city of Idylla. It is the site of our great sin, and to be the site of our great absolution. If it will not, then why were you brought to me? To give pretense to salvation? To raise our hopes, only to crush them with failure? I know the gods of my forerunners. They would not flaunt the answer to their riddles without sharing it. Now come. The Hyperion awaits. Salvation.
beckoned. I was told that you and the Primos are allowed to enter. By all means, conduct what business you have within. I am a humble guardian of this complex, here to make sure that none sully it with their footsteps. I do not doubt that the Primos is loved by the gods. When the rest toiled in futility, he raised the whole of Idylla. Truly, it was a miracle. They are colossi who have witnessed the holiness of Anokatos and sworn oaths to serve his every will. The garb they wear reminds themselves of our savage past, and how they are unworthy of all things, even the act of speech. Hence, their name. This structure behind me is the holiest site in these lands. I can speak no more of it. I am sorry.
You have come, good. We stand in a ground once hallowed beyond all things, now tainted by the excommunication of my people. Ever since that terrible day when arrogance and desperation brought about the disfavor of the gods, my followers have tended this place. Now come. We shall go to the antechamber of the Hyperion, the very spot where the sins of the Colossi were answered. It is where the former Primos, Arches, bade the Hyperion to rise to join our city. Where the gods saw fit to condemn us for our hubris. It will be the altar of our forgiveness. The antechamber is the flawed design of Arches. It was the means by which he sought to force the Hyperion to join the city. It was to do so using the spark of divine magic Athene placed into each of us, that these fragments combined would create a force equal to that of a god. Such power was never meant to be wielded by the unworthy. The energies struck back at Arches, and the many assembled in his chamber, killing them. Come, beckoned.
I am glad to see you survived the Terex Eries beckoned, and now I see that Anokatos is intent on fulfilling his whim. I would be careful. The temple is old. It is a dead end for my people. Just one more thing to distract them from the Teeth's troubles. My soldiers are still dealing with the Jotun, but with Karunk dead, I can resume my other duties of keeping peace in these lands. Unfortunately, that includes this. Anokatos personally requested my guards, and I escort his followers here. I dislike this place. This cavern is nothing more than a tomb, a monument to Arches and those that died following him to ruin. We learned definitively that all the trials we surmounted, all the strife we weathered in pursuit of Athene's love, had been in vain. But the most important lesson was learned by few. We cannot depend on the heavens to support us. We should make our own way in this world. Arcase and Anakatos have already shown me the delusions of faith. I only hope this farce is done with quickly.
Very well.
Much was ruined in that dark hour. The magics holding the paths together were unbound. Only the cipher can reorder such magics. Press ahead and set the path. Again, we find the way barred. I'm afraid I need your help once more. We have reached it. Beyond that stone is the Hyperion, the gift of the gods, the symbol of a covenant concluded. It rests out of reach, waiting for the day when the gods forgive our trespass, when they find us worthy again. Until now, I feared such a day would not come. We should begin. The gods visited this room once before. It seems only fit that you occupy their position. I will take my place where Arceus once stood. Long before, Arceus dared grasp the power of the gods and was judged according to his impudence. We act now as their analogues. In you, the gods visit this chamber once more. You shall stand where they appeared and made manifest their wrath. And I shall stand where Arceus stood and bore the brunt of their imminent will. The end of this awaits. We are almost done, Beckoned. Thank the gods! Praise be to them after all this time. I bear witness to their confirmation. You have done so well, Beckoned, to bring the cipher to me and to let me use its strength. With you, I can do what Arceus could not. Command the Hyperion. This chamber harnesses the magic needed to control the Hyperion. But before you appeared with the cipher, no force was sufficient. I knew that when we first met, when I first sensed the cipher, that I could unseal the Hyperion and command its power. Why else would the gods furnish you, whom I needed most in my lowest hour? The gods have found my people unworthy of the gifts offered us. So, using the Hyperion, I will see Idylla destroyed. The wicked will be purged. And once the city falls, I will reforge the ruins in an image the gods find acceptable. I'm sorry, Beckoned, but you must be a martyr for my cause.
Shiva.
Beckoned. What has happened? Why are Onakatos' acolytes attacking us? What is he doing with the Hyperion? Curse the gods for leaving the thing here. Onakatos will use it to kill all of us. The Primos has lost his senses. If he thinks his actions will return the love of the gods, he's gone mad with grief. Destroy Idylla? No. That zealous fool. Have the loss of his gods driven him to such despair to use the Beckoned and the Cipher for such ends? We must make our way from this place. We cannot stop Onakatos from here. Take this shield. One of my soldiers dropped it when the Silent Choir ambushed us. I hope it protects you better. How if we cannot reach him? And we can do nothing to stop him if his worshippers kill us here. We must make for the surface, and hope that there is time enough for us to deal with him. Very well. Hear you. Onakatos has sealed himself in with the Hyperion, and his Silent Choir will lay down their lives for him. I do not know what to do, Beckoned. I have defended my people from beasts and disasters, but nothing like this. Of course. I will not let Anakatos destroy my people because he believes the gods demand it. I know we have the strength we need inside of us, despite his claims. We are worth saving, even if the gods disagree. But Anakatos has sealed himself in the Hyperion antechamber. Without the cipher and knowledge of the Hyperion, we are lost. Anakatos was clever by exploiting your power. The cipher must be the key to unlocking the Hyperion, and he has broken it in his plan. But that is the one thing my people have been unable to do since we first came here. Only the Primos would know enough about the riddle for us to even try. Anakatos and his silent choir had a monastic retreat in the wilderness, Nyxaros. If we need his knowledge, we best start our search there. Nyxaros is one of the many portions of the city carved out, but never raised into the sky. Anakatos and his silent choir use it as a retreat. It is an old portion of the city that was never raised up. It was supposed to be a shrine of quiet contemplation. Now it is the refuge of Anakatos' silent choir. The complex rests where it was first carved, in the Mountains of the Teeth. Very well. We cannot waste time. There does not appear to be much here, but we have to be thorough. We should try near the Shrine of Athene. Anakatos prizes her above all else. I would wager he keeps his secrets with her. Very well. Primos cannot succeed.
Anakatos, make this record in penance for my disappointment of the supreme goddess Athene, in hopes that I may return to her favor, so that I could help my people find her strength once more. I have committed several acts that may have angered her, and now I purge myself of them so I might find her grace again.
What can I do?
beckoned, not time. Seek Primus below. That was the goddess. After years of... I cannot. We must do as she bids. Her voice sounded broken. Whatever is happening at the Hyperion troubles even her. I had expected to find a written plan or some small token of what Anakatos knew. But what secrets lie in here? I do not know. Anakatos has many secrets, it seems, but the information we seek might be back here. Be cautious in these lands.
I am afraid we have dishonored my master, Arcades. He is a pious man who has always sought to serve, and we use the power of his position to force us on the true path without his knowledge. Slavery, oppression, pain, all are used to mold them into what is deemed worthy.
What is it? Hold a moment. These are bodies of colossi. What are they doing here? Wait, I recognize some faces. Bilfron, Armandia, these were great colossi, all viable competitors for the role of Primos at one time or another. I do not like the implications of this. What has Anakatos wrought? Very well.
In this confession I shall tell of how my master was brought nearly to his death. Arcades failed Athene in our mission to bring her servants to a devout state that would be worthy of her power and wisdom. At my behest, he sought the Hyperion force to the sky to earn our recognition. The ensuing eruption of Athene's wrath killed many, and nearly took dear Arcades.
What is it?
Trespassers, you are too late! The council already lies dying in the torture chambers, and the Jotun slaves will soon be butchered as the master ordered. Come, brothers and sisters, Let us deal with these curs.
Beckoned, I found this in our struggle. No doubt some form of torture device. But your strength can apply it for good. Now to decipher what the cultists said. But there are also the slaves. They will be killed if we don't save them. But if the Council is dying, we must choose who we see to first. The Council must be important. Something that could help us find a flaw in his plan, perhaps. Or learn more about the cipher in the Hyperion. I do not know what the Council is, but I have had enough surprises today. I only hope that we can find it of use. I know what this place is now. These travesties, these heresies, these are what Anakatos truly is. I can only imagine what labors Anakatos had them perform. Could this have been the cause for Garank's war? I do not believe so. The Council is dying if Anakatos' dogs are to be believed, and the slaves are to be executed. I am unsure who we should be trying to help, but you are the Beckoned of Athene. I must defer this choice to you. So decide. Do we go to the slave pens and help the slaves? Or do we go to the torture chambers to try to find Anakatos' council before it dies? Very well. What is it?
Struggle to keep sweet Arches alive so that I may find in him the knowledge and power of the Primos, and in doing so can find the answer I needed to bring myself, my people, to perfection, to regain the goodwill of the great goddess. Thank Athene that my followers continue my work while I tend to my master.
can I do? What can I do? I hear you. What is it? We must bring Anakatos to justice. Primos cannot succeed.
You. I am past the point of much. But I can feel the warmth of Athene in you, strange one. Has my time come at last? I cannot see. I cannot see. I know the beckon comes, but I cannot even look upon you. I saw justice for him once, but I have seen the scope of my people's fate. Athene has been with me day by day, so that I had the strength to tell you. The atrocities of one are nothing. The goddess told me I was to wait for you. The riddle must be solved. The Hyperion must be roused. But my time is gone. Sikandra, she knows. Ask her about our last day. Sikandra.
Arcades. I had always... He had died. He had died years ago when the gods rebuked him and our people. It was truth. Anakatos had him alive and tortured. I thought... I watched him die years before. All that was left of him was a circlet. A circlet. There was much he should have answered for in his lifetime. But what we saw in Nyxaros, he didn't deserve it. He didn't. Freeing them was a wise course of action. The slaves can be a useful distraction as we move through this place. Our last day. The day... Could it mean the last day that I saw him? The last day we spoke? Before the Hyperion tragedy, he asked me to escort him through the wilds, to the shrines outside the city, the shrines of earth and air. He told me to remember them when times seem bleak. I thought nothing of it, but could he have known about this? About now? I once thought that faith was what would ruin my people, the thing that would distract them from their happiness. But I see now, it is apathy. To not care for our people, that is Anakatos' sin. As I thought it was our cases before him. But this is so much larger. Larger than I ever thought. An Arcase. He always knew that I would be here. He must have always known. Something is wrong. Anakatos wishes to destroy Idylla, but how close is he to his goal? I don't know why Arche spoke of this. Apparently, it's necessary for unsealing the Hyperion. But how? I was expecting answers from Nyxaros, and we're only getting more questions. It is an ancient place high in the teeth of Naros. I do not understand its significance. But we need answers, not more riddles. Let us unravel this as quickly as we can. The fate of my people is at stake. The task is clear. We need to... Ah! My head! Can you feel it? Something is wrong. This magic... Anakatos has done something. We must return to the city. We might be too late. Something grave has happened. I can feel it in my body. I fear Anakatos may have accomplished his goal. Be cautious in these lands.
Others akin to myself, holy ones, who are resolute and hold tightly to their faith. Or had I the means to create the people the gods truly wished for, so that we finally may raise the Hyperion and bring the befouled to their ends, we would do for Athene what she most certainly demands of the wretched.
The city seems intact, but still, the henge has already become disrupted. Anakatos has sealed us from the city. It is only a matter of time before he finds a way to destroy Idylla. We must find what Arche spoke of, and quickly. Arche's requested specifically that we go to the shrines of earth and air on the last day we spent together. There are 2 sites in the wilderness, touched by the gods, one in the peaks of the Teeth, and the other in its canyon. These were called the shrines of earth and air. I thought nothing of them, but Arches knew. He must have known this day would come, when we needed them. Yes, I was young, but a talented god. He asked me to escort him personally. Yes. The Hyperion was larger, more impressive, but these areas bore the same mysterious substance that the Hyperion was crafted from. We have never seen its like before. It must be some divine element. The gods use it then as a marker for us. I cannot say for sure, but there is more than coincidence here. That Arche showed these places to me, that he mentioned them as he died. But we have little else to act on, and with every moment the chance of Anakatos' calamity occurring grows greater. It lays in the crags of the Teeth of Naros, in the shadows of the great rocks. There is a stone there that resembles the Hyperion in its own way. We don't know why the spot was marked the way it was. Perhaps we will finally find out. The Shrine of Air is a holy site we found nestled in the highest peaks of the Teeth of Naros. We found a stone there, the same material as that of the Hyperion itself. But we never knew why the gods left such a marker. It rests in the Teeth of Naros, but south of the Hyperion and the city. It is nestled between the great crags of rock that make these mountains. Farewell.
Beckoned. Can such a wrong be undone?
Beckoned. Sikandra has informed us of what happened. Anakatos, did he really betray us? We all felt some vile magic pass through these lands, and now the Hengers do not respond. The city is locked off to us. I only wished to deliver a message to one of our scouts outside the city, and now it seems the worst has happened. The city is sealed by an unknown force. Could Anakatos really have done this? I have some items that you might need during your travels. I don't know how long we'll have them. I fear the true trial lies ahead.
You've come at last. But it is worse than we feared. Idilla is totally barred to us. That magic force we felt disrupted the henge. Whatever Anakatos did, I fear it is not the end. Something vile is at work. We have to have faith. The city may be sealed, but it looks as though it is otherwise unharmed. For now. I had been ranging through the warren when I felt some strange magic wash over me. I thought the end had come. I'm used to repairing my own equipment while in the wilderness. Seeing to yours won't be a problem. I will help as I can.
We are all too late. The city is barred to us. What Sikandra said of Anakatos' betrayal is true. The other soldiers and I were outside when it happened. I know not what Anakatos' intentions are, but we do not trust them. We are unable to contact the city. Something's disrupted the henges. How do we know they're safe? I don't have formal training, but I can see enough of the threads to be of use to you. I knew there was some calamity that happened in the Hyperion Temple, but the entrance was barred. Then it felt like the sky split in my head. Let us know if we can be of aid.
We have left Anakatos with the Hyperion for too long. We have to hurry and follow Arcades' instruction. Be cautious in these lands.
Beckoned. Thou hast come.
These... I doubt that anyone has walked these halls since they were first shaped. I wonder if the words Arcade spoke were true. It must be somewhere among the ancient stones. I can feel a powerful magic in this place. Can't you? It is heavy, like some huge burden. I do not know for sure. When Arcades came here with me years before, he said this of the Earth Shrine. The earth is dark and heavy, and dangers hide unseen. Accept the light in darkness, for it knows the way. A light in this gloom is welcome, but I would not wander too far off the path. Farewell. What can I do? hear you. Let's finish this. Something feels strange, Beckoned. When you harnessed the Earth Shrine, my limbs never held more strength. You look more whole, and I can feel the magic pouring through this land already. We must be close. The Hyperion waits. Remarkable. It looked like the Hyperion in its own way. The gods, when they made the Hyperion, they must have left this as well. But it felt entirely different. Like if I touched it, I would suddenly collapse under my own weight. I can only imagine that is what Arce's meant. But though I can say that much, I still do not know what we're dealing with. Come, if we need the Air Shrine to unlock the Hyperion, then we must go. It waits in the higher peaks of the Teeth of Naros. But I have a feeling that Anakatos knew that we would find them. I don't know how easy this will become, but we have to keep going. Be cautious in these lands. What can I do?
Our master will remember the Beckon's death. Just come.
Something feels strange, Beckoned. When you harnessed the Earth Shrine, my limbs never held more strength. You look more whole, and I can feel the magic pour. Very well. time is at hand.
Let us finish this. I listen. What can I do?
So it was the same as the Shrine of Earth, a marker for a hidden cave. What could it mean? Did the gods plan this so thoroughly?
Farewell. Our final task waits.
The path opens once more. To think that all this time we had the answer to the Hyperion below our feet. That our road to Anakatos forced us to solve this riddle seems more than coincidence. I cannot say for sure. It is different from the Earth Shrine. This place is thin and cold. But I remember the words Arke said. To harness the air, you must walk on the wind. Somehow this shrine will make that true. Be cautious in these lands.
Let us finish this. Let us finish this.
What is it? is it? The cipher is whole again. As are you. We can unseal the Hyperion that we might stop Anakatos. And we've done so much more. I thought this all was to bring Anakatos to his judgment. But I was wrong. There is much more at stake here. A hidden cavern? Then the shrine itself was not important at all. Not the stone, but what rested beneath it. It was so much like the Earth Shrine, but different. When I got near, I felt so light as to be blown away. Communing with the Hyperion beneath the city. We have to stop him while we still can. How long have we left Anakatos to his task? And Idylla still rests. What is he doing? Be cautious in these lands. I hear you. I listen. What can I do? Farewell.
The city is still locked to us. If you have need of equipment, I will help. I feel the true trial lies ahead.
What is it? I listen. What can I do? Farewell.
Let us finish this. Final task waits.
You have finally come. For the good of my people. It is time we beckoned met and fulfilled our roles. Do you not see Athene's intent in this? Are you still blind as to your purpose and hers? I presume that Athene had only one true servant of her will, you. But I would show her that I could enact her goal of purging my people's wickedness. I came here to make the city fall. But when we parted, she began to speak to me, and me alone, for the first time in all these years. She brought you here in accordance with her wishes. But though you are beckoned, you are not singular. I was beckoned in turn. You can alter the fate of my people, but to do so, you need a conduit, an offering. And that is the part I have come to play. You know the crimes I've committed to be here. These are the failings of my race. But kill me. Shift my fate here, and you will change the course of my people forever. The Hyperion was left by the gods. With the cipher in the hands of the beckoned, it amplifies a specific kind of magic. That would be the magic you wield. The power to change fate. The Hyperion will take your magic and reflect it, affecting all my people simultaneously. So we must show the gods that the time has come. Kill me, and you show our savagery can be beaten. You were beckoned to this, and so am I. You will die, beckoned. Balin's embrace. Witness my strength. Feel Balin's embrace. Feel Balin's embrace. Witness my strength. Feel Balin's embrace. Feel my wrath. Witness my strength. You will die, beckoned. Feel Balin's embrace.
You've done it. Anakatos has been killed. But that energy that came from you, it raised the Hyperion. Without its magic to support the structure, this whole temple is coming down. We need to get out of here. Farewell.
It is done at last. The fate of Anakatos, the surrogate of all the Colossi savagery, has been shifted. And as his fate was shifted, so was the fate of all the Colossi. Gone is the taint of savagery and barbarism. Has finished, beckoned. Thou alone could do this, and as thou aided me, I am forever grateful. Thou hast freed this people. Thee, Anakatos, Arches, beckoned, all, and the last
Your faithful companion, Secondra. I beckon now. Her people need a leader for the glory that lies ahead. Secondra will be Primos.
We made it. And you've seen what has happened. The Hyperion soars within our city. We can never thank you fully for your strength. This armor is ancient, hallowed and strong, much like yourself, Beckoned. Take it. You have given us so much. I see the compassion and the influence the gods have had in my people's lives. My life. All along. What Arcais said to me on our last day together, what Athene said as we escaped the Hyperion Temple just now, these are no accidents. Your arrival, our meeting, Anakatos's betrayal and finding Arcais, these events were crafted intent. I see that now. And as you were beckoned to save my people, now I am beckoned to lead them. But I don't know. I don't know if I can. She did. There is a legacy that I have left to fulfill, or so the goddess says. An old promise, but I mean to keep it. I may for a time, but only until there is one more suitable to lead. I have no taste for the office. But while I can, I should give this to you. No reward could truly thank you for your service, but we must try nonetheless. Now, let us return to the city together, Beckoned. Let us see the fruits of your labor. Be cautious in these lands.
You have performed an exemplary act on our behalf, Beckoned. The Colossi have realized their destiny, thanks to you. At last, the concourse is filled with the light of the Hyperion. The glory days are come. Enjoy the horizon.
How may I serve? The Jotun have committed too many trespasses against us. Their destruction is...
Mind yourself in the sewers. A majority of the tunnels are safe for travel, but accidents can happen. She is the Primos now. Having served in the Guard, I am certain that she will be a just leader. If you require supplies,
Much work lies on the road ahead, Beckoned.
Hark! That face! So soft and flush. It is none other. The hero of the festival. The harbinger of joy. The Beckoned has come in my hour of need. I'm preparing for a production of my latest masterpiece, The Humbled. With the city in revelry, there is no better time to launch the show. But I have been struggling to cast the performance, and it would be beyond sacrilege for me to do so when you are so close. Please, will you channel your divinity and tell me who Athene would have play my characters? Very well. Return to me if you change your mind. Farewell.
Be careful here. Beckoned. I have been hoping to speak with you since I heard of all you have done for our people. I have a task for you. One no one else in the city can perform. You will not lay eyes on a greater city in Amalur. It was a beauty on the ground, and is now only more beautiful that it has been raised into the clouds. Would that we could cut ourselves off from it entirely. But though few will call it such, this is our true homeland. Faith keeps most of our laws enforced, but I handle the ones not worthy of our God's close care. We have a plant in this city, the Evenroot. It was brought with the utmost care from our homeland. There was a special tender for the Evenroot, but he has passed. No Colossi but the tender or his heir can care for the plant, so tradition dictates. The heir is en route to our city, but the Evenroot will die if it is not tended, and the heir is weeks away. Indeed you are not. No Colossi but the heir may complete this ritual. But you are no Colossi, are you? I must say, there was no greater relief than when I heard the Beckoned was an outsider. Oh, thank the gods. I have been at my wit's end for days trying to devise some way of appeasing all parties. It has not been easy. To water the Evenroot, you will require spring water from Njordr's font. This water is outside the city, along with the vessel to carry the water. Find this vessel, the amphora, and fill it with water from the font. Then bring the water to the plant and tend it. It is a ceremonial container and part of the Evenroot ceremony. It is kept near Njordr's font. It is a pure, clean mountain spring, named in honor of the god of water. It is the only source we can use when tending the Evenroot. It is located in Njordr's font. Find it and fill it with the spring water. Stay alert, Beckon.
Yes? You have come again. Is there anything else? Very well. I shall endeavor.
The gods are good to us.
Blessings of peace.
Blessings to you.
Beckoned! You have done it, Beckoned! You have delivered us all. My potions cure all wounds. I can help repair your equipment. You must be the Beckoned.
Yes, Beckoned.
What lies below is seen above. On this day, I see you. I am the Oracle of Idela Haladite, and I bear a message for you. A friend to the Oracles, he kept the traditions of our people strong, but it might have been because he did not hear the gods as clearly. Our city in the sky is home to me. I have walked these beautiful stones ever since I was just a little girl. We were chosen by the gods to shepherd their greatness throughout all of Amalur, but you will start us on that journey. From a very young age, I understood things not clear to others. As I aged, I was offered guidance by our spiritual leaders, training my mind to accept the messages of the gods. This is how I am able to divine information to our people. They are colossi who have regressed beyond the point of saving. They seek savagery and oblivion only. Our gods have not forsaken us, as you have shown. The time of their absence in our lives is over. Do not doubt it. Oracles divine the meanings of messages or visions from the gods. Anakatos did not ask for my service. But with him gone, I am free to resume my duty. It comes from the gods. With the Hyperion raised, my powers of divination are at their strongest. A new era comes. But as it does, the Marauders have worked grim magics that must be undone. One who is gifted with the insight of the gods enough to interpret their messages for those less holy. With the Hyperion raised, my power has expanded much in capacity. Enough to see the gods challenge for you. Built into this city and these lands are circles of sacrifice made by the Marauders and the fallen of our kind. They are an affront to our gods. My insights show that should the guardians of these circles be killed, the gods will leave great rewards for the ones that will help. Your abilities are great, and so is the reward offered. Face the first circle, the altar of doubt. You will locate a sacrificial altar and dispose of the creatures that appear. They are the guardians of these circles. There are 3 sacrificial altars: the altar of doubt, the altar of betrayal, and the altar of regression. Return to me after you make a sacrifice at each one, and I will divine the location of a reward the gods deem fit for your labor. The altar of doubt is your first step in the journey. We must have faith in that which we cannot see or know to truly start to trust in our gods. Good day.
Greetings, Beckoned. Are you here to debate?
In this time of jubilation, it seems a bit of a bet has gone around the city guard. I have heard of your prowess. Perhaps you wish to join in the competition. It takes a bit of daring and some stupidity. The bet is to see who can destroy the most Terex eggs. I pay for each egg you've destroyed. As long as I keep counting them, I keep paying. That's excellent. The guards will enjoy having a truly worthy challenger. I can reward you for each egg you've destroyed, but the true winners will smash many eggs before turning them in. They are scattered all over the teeth of Naros, Beckoned. If you see some Terex around, that may be a good sign you are close by. Enjoy the Lycaeos. When you arrived in Idylla, the Colossi, we will never forget what you have done for us. Enjoy the Lycaeos.
You are the Beckoned. Have you come seeking?
If there was any doubt.
The gods are good to us.
Greetings, Beckoned.
Yes! With the Hyperion raised, we can finally lift our spirits in revelry. We shall never forget this day. It will always be honored as the Festival of Athene.
Even now, I do not fully understand Anakotos' role at the end of this. His joys and sorrows were driven by something beyond faith. But even though his gods sought him to be a monster, he still found joy in them. There is faith, but that takes something more.
The city, after all these years, is complete. We can finally cast off our robes of mourning, and we can celebrate the name of Athene.
The goddess is with my people once more. I can feel her power flowing through me. I cannot even begin to describe it. Thank you, Beckoned, for bringing us back to her.
We have gained the love of the goddess once more. We were always a people of faith, since Kraos first sought to reforge us. We are whole again. My people will need a leader, now that Anakatos has passed. Until a suitable one is found, I will take his place. Whatever you may wish, Beckoned. You have done more for my people than might ever be said. Your path is your own, once more. Enjoy your time with us.
You must be the Beckoned.
I will admit that I had my doubts when I heard the Beckoned had arrived in the city, but my people will never forget what you have done for us. I'm preparing for a production of but I have been struggling. Please, will you channel your divinity? I expected no less from the Beckoned. I have narrowed my list of candidates to 3 performers. They are all of splendid tragedy and quality, but I shall require you to cast them in the proper roles. Their names are Rhode, Ariope, and Zoticus. Seek them out, and take this manuscript. It contains all the information you need to cast the play. Farewell.